The Pagonians are peaceful people who value craftsmanship and friendship, but with the land shattered, forces have grown that cannot be dealt with through diplomacy. Sometimes the right tool for the job is a well-placed weapon guided by the hand of a Pagonian trained in combat. Welcome, pioneers, to another video in our Get to Know Pagonia series, where we introduce you to the beautiful world of Pagonia and give you some useful tips and tricks for your next game session. Today, we'll be talking about military and combat. Peer into the fog. Malicious shapes prowl here. Some unsavoury folk, taking advantage of the chaos of the catastrophe. Some corrupted magical beings that seem to have sprung up from nowhere. All enemies gather around camps, structures of their own making or eldritch focus points of magic. Once you've found it, you can click on it to see all units that belong to it, as well as their current strength. It's from these camps that they start their raids from, stealing resources, scaring workers, and generally causing chaos. Successful raids empower them, letting them grow their strength and numbers into ever more powerful threats. This can get out of hand really quickly. Luckily, you aren't defenseless. You know how to fight back. Your territory buildings, like the guard post, aren't just used as a base for your guards to expand your borders. It's where you can command combat units from. Here you can control which units should be stationed at the selected building, and these buttons allow you to control them. The patrol point will send the stationed units to guard that spot, useful for covering choke points and protecting certain areas. The attack point will command units to charge there, after which they'll return to the patrol point. This attack point can be placed anywhere, even outside of the building's radius, and if they happen to encounter any enemies, they'll strike without hesitation. For Pagonia! Let's take a look at which units you can train. Combat units can be categorized into 3 general groups. Military units can be trained at the military academy. They're your guards and soldiers, generalists that can fight anything reasonably well. Except spectres. Those things terrify them so hard that they drop all their equipment and just run. Adventurer units trained at the Adventurers Guild are more specialists, giving up some raw combat power to be especially effective against certain enemy types. Thirdly, arcane units can be trained at the Arcane Academy. Experts in the land's magic, they know how to deal with the corruption that now plagues Pagonia. You can always hover your cursor over a unit's icon to see information about it. What equipment they need, their attack power, and any special abilities they might have. Little tip, using this setting will tell the building to keep training units until you have the given amount, automatically replenishing units that fall in combat. When it comes to combat, a bigger number is generally better. This is especially true for a unit's combat power. The higher the combat power, the higher the chance they'll win a fight. As you progress your settlement, gaining access to more advanced resources, you'll be able to arm your Pagonians with more powerful equipment. These more advanced units will have a significantly higher combat power, in exchange for requiring more resources. Another way to empower your units is with the treasury. Storing valuables in them will increase your wealth, and the more wealth you have, the harder your military and adventurer units fight. Arcane units notably don't get this boost from wealth. Instead, they pull power from magical artifacts. You might find them in the wild, buried in ruins, or offered as a trade item by other Pagonians. Don't forget, artifacts and valuables only grant their effects while displayed in a treasury. There's also strength in numbers. Units generally duel, but if there are significantly more units on one side of the fray, they'll get an advantage. So if you can, try and outnumber your opponent and never send in units one by one. It won't end well. For those curious, here's the formula used to calculate who wins a fight. But in general, just remember, bigger number, better. And here are some last rapid-fire tips. Build military camps. It frees up space in your houses for carriers, and placing them near territory buildings allows for really quick reinforcements. You can press these arrows, or the tab key, to cycle through your territory buildings. You can also hotkey your most important territory buildings with Control and a number key to quickly select it. Once a territory building has finished claiming its radius, swap out the guards for rangers so they can spot thieves trying to infiltrate. If you don't have enough power to take on an entire enemy camp, see if you can at least defeat their raids. Doing so doesn't just stop the camp from growing, it'll also cause their numbers to gradually dwindle until you can take on the full force. Bear in mind, recruiting a unit means training a carrier. That's one Pagonian less to transport around resources. Make sure your population growth is solid if you're expecting a large number of casualties, or you might run out. Whilst your guards and soldiers are terrified of spectres, all adventure and arcane units are brave enough to fight them. Sometimes it's the right play to send in units against enemies they aren't specialised against. Just make sure you have the bigger number. Now you know everything there is to know about building up a military and combat. Feel free to ask in the comments if anything's unclear, and let us know if there's a topic you'd like us to cover. See you in Pagonia!
Take up the tools, pioneers. There's still so much to do.